Good morning again and welcome to math class. Math today is going to be 129, and I'll pull it up for you just to remind you today is the 25th and it is a Thursday. Okay, so here we go. Here is math for today. And we need to start out with a little refresher on this because we're going to do an adaptation. Now, I've talked about adapting, and adaptation is another form of that word. Adapting is what we are going to do to this paper. And remember, I told you adapting means when you change it up a little bit to make it fit what you need it to do. So we're adapting this paper because I'm not going to just have you do the whole paper straight off, and I'm not going to talk you through the whole thing, and I'm not going to go through the front with you and then have you do the back on your own. We're adapting this. This is a little bit different. We're going to switch these up a little bit. We are going to do together, we are going to do the even problems, and you are going to do the odd problems tomorrow. So don't do it today. Don't worry about it today. But let's start with the page number. And here it is right here. It's page 129. So please get out. Page 129. Okay. So once you have page 129, then we'll talk about even and odd. Bring this a little closer here. Let's see. We've got our name and date. And our date, which is 2/25/21. And let's talk about even and odd. If you have a number that ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, that number is even. And what that number means is that you can divide the number up between you and your friend, and both of you get the same amount. It's an even number. Okay, so if I take the number 2, I've got 2 right here. Okay, I can give 1 to me, and I can give 1 to Preston. Okay, 1 and 1. And Preston and I both have the same amount, don't we? That number is even. Likewise, if I take the number 4, I can give 2 to me and 2 to Preston. That's even, okay? That's an even number. I can take the number, let's take a bigger one. Let's take the number 10, okay? Well, that's easy to see. Preston gets 5 and I get 5. This is an even number. If we have the number 12, Preston would get 6 and I would get 6. That's an even number. But what if the number ends with 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9? What then? These are called, I know KJ knows this, these are called odd numbers. And odd numbers are ones that you can't divide up evenly. If I have 3 and I want to cut them between Preston and I get 1 and Preston gets 1 and we've still got 1 left over. Okay, this makes an odd number. These are odd numbers. Okay. So when I say we're doing the even numbers today and the odd numbers tomorrow, this is what I'm talking about, okay? But I will circle them for you so that you will know that these are the ones we're doing today and tomorrow we're going to do the other ones, okay? So today we're doing the even numbers. And if I look at the number 1, it isn't over here, is it? It's an odd number, so I don't want that today. So today we're doing number 1. No, I said that wrong. I said today we were doing the even number, did I? So not even. Today we're doing even numbers. So 2 is an even number. Here it is. I'm going to do this one. 4 is an even number. Is 5 an even number? Nope, it's up here on the odd side. 6 is an even number. 8 is an even number. And that brings me to the end of my page. Oh, 10 is an even number. And let's go to the second page. We may do this one tomorrow. I think we'll probably do this page tomorrow. Let's just stick up to 129 today. Okay, 129 will do. That'll be enough for today. So we're doing the even ones. So we're only going to do the circled ones today. You can go ahead and circle those if you want. If not, you can just follow along and we'll fill in the rest tomorrow. All right, so let's read the directions. Let's listen and repeat the directions. The directions say, mark the number that completes the statement. Okay, mark the number that completes the statement. All right, we've talked about a lot of these. Are we doing this one today? Nope, not today. We're doing this one today, though. And it says 1 foot equals how many inches? We talked about that yesterday. 1 foot, we said, was this long, and then they've got those little bitty inches in there. How many of those inches equal 1 foot? I'm going to look back on here. Look. Remember this page? Oh, look at right up there. It tells me 12 inches equals 1 foot. So now I can come back down to today's. When you study for a test, you use the material that you've already done. So if you were studying your English test, you would look back on all of the English worksheets that we've done and review those. That's exactly what I just did. In order to do today's math, to find an answer to today's math, I went back and looked at what I've done previously. That's a good study skill for you today. 1 foot equals 12 inches right in here. There it is. Am I doing these today? Nope. Now we're down to this one. And the directions say, think of the real object. Circle the measurement. Okay, I'm looking at a book. The length of a book, how tall a book is. Do you think a book is 8 inches tall, 8 feet tall, or 8 yards tall? And remember, tomorrow when we do this, I think I still have my ruler here, but I don't have my yardstick. Remember the big long one that I showed you yesterday? I'll pull that back out for tomorrow. This is a foot, and on those you can see all the little 12 inches in it. Okay, if you think of a book, do you think a book is about, here's 8 inches. Do you think a book is about 8 inches long? 8 feet long, which would be 8 of these, or 8 yards long, which would be those big long sticks that I showed you yesterday. 8 inches, 8 feet, or 8 yards. If we look on here, that's about the size of a book, isn't it? That's about the size of a book. So I'm going to say 8 inches, and I'll circle that one. Okay. Somewhere we may be skipping a yard page, but we'll find it. All right, and now we're on to number 6, because remember, 5 is an odd number. We're not going to do it today. And it says, mark the answer. All right, and let's read it together. It says, James wants to measure the distance around his globe. Which tool would give him a more accurate measurement? Okay. A yardstick, remember, that's the great big long one that they had, or a measuring tape. A measuring tape, we've got these in the classroom. It's where it's flexible and you can move it and you can bend it around something. So what do you think is going to be easier to use? Something that's stiff and hard like a yardstick, or something that's soft and can move around like a yardstick? Or a measuring tape, excuse me. Measuring tape is kind of like a belt that's got numbers written on it. It's just like a ruler, only you can move it. When we get back in the classroom, unfortunately, I have my measuring tape in the classroom, and I'll show you when we get there, when we get back next week. So the answer is a measuring tape, because just like real tape, you can wrap it around. So my answer for this one is going to be measuring tape. Okay. And number 7 we'll skip because it's an odd number. We'll go on to number 8. And we're going to measure the width of our desk. Okay. How wide would be this way, do you think our desk is? And we'll do an exact measurement when we get back to the classroom. But it's asking us in inches. Well, would we say it's about 6 inches? No, because that'd be a small desk, wouldn't it? If I'm looking at my desk right here, I see that it's a little bigger than a ruler, isn't it? It's going to be bigger than this ruler. This is 12 inches. My desk is bigger than that. Would we say that maybe it's about 2 of these rulers? That'd make it about that long. That looks about good. So if there are 12 inches on a ruler and I have 2 rulers, I'm going to do 12 inches plus another 12 inches. I'm going to put my Jamia grid in here. 2 plus 2 is 4, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So we might say it's about 24 inches, okay? And we'll just skip this part because we are not in the classroom right now, and we can do that later. Okay. Are we going to do number 9 today? No, not today, because that we'll do tomorrow. Okay, so let's go down to this one, number 10. Let's read the directions together. Write a sentence to answer the question. Number 10 says, why is it better to measure around the trunk of a tree with a measuring tape than with a yardstick? Okay. We just talked about these. The yardstick is big, long, and stiff. And can you wrap that around the tree? Ooh, not without breaking it, can you? So the best thing to use is going to be a measuring tape, which is a lot like a belt. So you can kind of wrap it around, just like you would wrap a belt around your waist. So it's better to use a measuring tape, but why? You might say you can bend the measuring tape. That's why. So let's write that down. You, remember all sentences start with a capital letter. You can bend measuring. That's a big word. Tape. And we got a period at the end. Okay, please write this sentence down for me. Okay. And this is it for today. Tomorrow when we come together, we'll do the rest of this. So I will see you next for handwriting. Have a good day.